Hello, welcome to Vuln Intel 1.0. This is a homebrew project strictly using vibe coding from Chat GPT and then later into Claude. Using Claude Desktop, I've been able to modify this. I'll just kind of show you some of the highlights of it in this short walkthrough. Homepage has a news ticker with your top vulnerability information, CTI information, tutorials based on roles assigned to your login, intel, you can review vulnerabilities, CTI information, supply chain information, review sources, and create projects to assign to users for additional enrichment / remediation. Pen test, you have a pen test workplace. This is where you come in and you can create pen test assignments, full engagements. You have a test builder, workflow suggestions, so that way a tester can suggest some sort of additional workflow that would help by automating it in a quick fashion. Test builder will come in and you can select what type of testing you're trying to do, the engagement that it's targeting, IP address of the host you're targeting, tool you're wanting, any additional arguments, ports, credentials if you have any saved, or you can come in and put them in via JSON. You can also use AI Assist, come in with natural language and give it just a rough idea of what you're trying to accomplish, and it will research it and suggest a workflow. You can come down here and select one of the pre-canned workflows based on the suggestion or any idea that you want to try to adopt. You can also select a CVE if you know one that you particularly want to test against and generate a workflow based off of that. The Olama backend will research it and help develop that workflow. Here's results, what it sees when it runs. And then you can come in here and create additional documents down here, rules of engagement, scope letter, executive summary, and findings. There are pre-built templates that you can come in and modify and then export down below. Also, you have the lab. This is a training area where you can come in and practice going against different attack types. So you can attack an LLM, a vulnerable AD, OSWAP, DVWA, Metasploitable. All these are available via Docker or being hosted by the companies themselves in the case of DVWA and OSWAP. This down here will tell you if you have a Kali container running, so you can determine if you want to run tools locally or run tools inside the Kali container without having to install on your local box. You can suggest additional tools for the container. And then, let's see, we got the findings editor. This is where you can come in and actually look at findings and the ratings based on severities calculated by the tool. You can come in and do a lot of different things. You can also see evidence, screenshots, cookies, HAR files, and attach it. You have social engineering. This is where you can come in and create a phishing campaign, smishing or vishing campaign. This one still needs some work, but it is there and available. Recording dashboard. This is a widget-based dashboard that you can come in and add findings, trending, phishing results, KPIs, things of that nature. Let's see, training path. This is for new individuals, novices that want to come in and learn more about pen testing itself. You can come in and work through foundations and work your way down and get basic information along with exercises where applicable. And you have red team and blue team. Let's see. Also, you have pen test admin. This is where you can come in and gatekeep what can be seen and done. You have a catalog list of tools that are available via the application. These can be turned off and on, so that way they're not installed in the Docker container or commands being run via the application itself if you might have those installed locally. You can see there's a wide range: Aircrack NG, WP Scan, Nikto, CyberChef, quite a few different tools. And you can also add additional ones. In here, and this is in case you're using a local LLM. In this case, it's Llama 3.1 as the model. You can come in, and if you're going to run something that possibly could output code or some other item that may be considered malicious, you can come in and turn on a warn and double confirm, which will allow the user to see that, hey, what you're doing may actually be malicious, and make them confirm that that's what they're trying to do in the case of trying to use Metasploitable to pass a C2 client. Or you can block it altogether, so that way that option is not available. Exposure switch. This is if you're trying to self-host this and expose this to the internet, so that way you have testers off-site that can run it. You have to have additional safeguards in place, or recommended, like an IP allow list or VPN or reverse proxy, but at least this is a start towards that. Workflows. These are pre-built workflows that have been created by the application based on the tool or what it's trying to do. Over here, you'll see the ID, description of what it's trying to do, and it'll list the tool and go from there. You have OSINT, AD enumeration, vulnerability scans via Nmap, using nuclei templates, web app assessments, quite a bit here to choose from, and you can suggest more, as you can see down here. The admin can come in and approve, build, reject, or even delete these based on preferences. Then we have the advanced access. This will allow individuals to have extended access in the pen testing application if approved. You can gatekeep it by payload development, C2 infrastructure, defense evasion testing, and logging anti-forensics testing. These are all considered to be advanced testing / malicious in nature. So if you have an advanced tester that is capable of doing this and understanding everything behind it, you can add this to them. If not, come in and either turn all this off or select ones that you want to make available per user. Reporting. This is just a report repository. You can come in, download it, and pull pre-generated reports that have been in storage or whatever. Let's see. Reports, report builder. This is where you can come in and actually build a report to populate that. Select your data scope, default template. You can come in and select kind of what you're wanting to do. Export it to HTML, create the report, or add widgets. Metrics is similar in function. This is going to be a kind of a live dashboard. You can come in and just take a peek. This will probably be retired for the reports widget in general. Admin, we have several areas where you can come in and make configuration changes. You can turn on an SMTP connection, add logos, email, additional application settings. This is where you can come in and control sources for your Vuln Intel and CTI Intel feeds. Severity, this is a custom severity calculator that you can come in and turn on various options to help either increase or decrease severity based on what is present with a starting point of a CVE score. So you can, if there's compensating controls, turn it down. So that way you can lessen maybe a 0 day that has a 9.8 severity down, and it gets refactored and becomes possibly an 8 or something, depending on other mitigating factors or selections on the metrics themselves. These are independent of each other, so they can be turned off. If you don't want to worry about something like low attack complexity, you turn this off. It won't be calculated, only the high one. Or you can rate it down as low as you want. You may want to see that, and then rate high up higher, make it like an 8, things of that nature. It covers all the current CVE or CVSS scoring, including temporal and environmental. Supplemental, and here you can define your severity levels. This is not set in stone. You can come in and add or remove a severity level and customize it to your specific needs. From there, you have templates. This is where you can come in and build report templates, metrics, projects. This is where you control the projects that are used to identify vulnerabilities and CTI that need to be investigated further. Dashboards. This is where you can come in and build custom dashboards. This is tying the templates to the report builder, so that way you can gatekeep what goes where. Exports. This allows you to create exports of reports, dashboards, even executive summaries. Logging. This is to help with any troubleshooting or in case of any kind of audit. Job scheduler. This is where you can come in and actually build a schedule for some of your nightly activities like threat intelligence feeds. Under Intel, you have vulnerabilities. Here you'll see the title, where it came from, when it was identified, status. If it hasn't been assigned, it will have a new status. Any tags that may have been auto-generated by the AI, and here you can actually view the vulnerability itself. You'll have, when available, you'll have manufacturer information, product, CVS, APSS, all that fun stuff. This is an AI generated, possibly an AI generated description. If you want to draft it down here, you can also have it suggest tags and remediation steps, as well as you can use the finding as a possible pen test workflow. So that way, if it's identified that this could be in the environment, you can use this and then port it over to pen test and use that to help identify if it's mitigated or legitimate. The CTI is very similar. You have your title, source, any CVE tied to it, when it was identified. If there's an owner for it, you can tie a user to it. Again, your status, any notes. You come in again and view it. Same items here. You can come in and add tags. Summary, you can come in and extract any IOCs from it, or find related vulnerabilities to this. Supply chain, this is new from today. This will allow you to review any known malicious packages that have been identified in the news within a time frame. This will be run daily, and then as CTI and Vuln intel are digested, if anything is captured, it will be added here as well. You can come in, see based on the different repositories, who had what. You can see the package name, ecosystem, downloads per month, where it was hosted, and then view the actual advisory. This will take you out to places like GitHub to be able to review and things of that nature. Sources, this is a listing of all the current sources available. You can modify this inside the actual admin console, add, subtract. You can select all and run all of these at once if you'd like, or run an individual one if there's something that you would like to capture sooner rather than later. If you have a news source that may be updated hourly, you can run this ad hoc and then run it with the scheduler as well and set it to hourly, or every 6 hours, 12 hours, whatever suits your needs. Here are projects. This is where you can come in and you'll see who's got what, if it's active, blocked, when it was due. This will be modified at a later date to include additional information, including links to the projects themselves, so that way you can go directly to them and view them. That is a very, very quick run through of this application. Please feel free to reach out with any questions or if you would like to attempt to test it. Thank you.